Does.
All right. Seton O'Connor.
Greg Sankey feeling good.
Yeah, SEC commissioner. No issues whatsoever, It seems like. Paulo?
You're going to order a couple boxes of Qualcomm for the studio.
Yep, and champagne tonight. What did I learn, Todd?
Colin Morikawa wasn't thrilled his bag had a San Francisco Giants theme. He's a big Dodgers fan. What are you doing?
What we learned brought to you by LegalZoom. You can start online. Network of independent attorneys provide advice when you need it. And since LegalZoom isn't a law firm, you don't have to leave your home. They don't bill you hourly. Visit LegalZoom.com today for more information. Talk to you tonight on YouTube.com/The Dan Patrick Show. Well, one more item as we close out the show. I'm on a first-name basis with my Traeger grill. In fact, I just call him Trey. What's up, Trey? Go out there, take the covering off, and then all of a sudden we get started. And Trey will sometimes go, what are we going to cook? What do you got? I said, well, I don't know. I might grill, I might smoke, I might bake, I might roast, braise, barbecue. I might do all those things. I got veggies, cocktails on there. How about a little brisket on there? What up, Trey? No matter what you choose to cook on your Traeger grill, you can be confident it's going to taste great. Plus, you love the Traeger Wi-Fi technology because that allows you to control the grill and monitor what you're cooking straight from your smartphone. So you can be in the kitchen, you can be anywhere, and you can just look at your phone and go, okay, temperature is where I want it to be. The internal temperature, it tells you everything. And you'll love the 100% hardwood fuel that gives that wood-fired flavor. Everything tastes great. Traeger, go to a Traeger dealer, or you can go online at TraegerGrills.com/DP Show.
It's showtime. Yeah! And now, here's a little something that you missed from the Ben Maller Show.
Is Draymond Green correct? Does Devin Booker have to get out of a Suns uniform? Must he leave Phoenix to have a legitimate big-time career? I actually say no to that. First of all, if Devin Booker is God's gift to basketball, which some seem to think he is, he's hit some game-winning shots in his career, then I'm of the belief that Phoenix would not be in the current pickle that they are in with that losing mentality. And I have some family in the Valley of the Sun. Some of my relatives, my cousins and whatnot, were Suns season ticket holders for years, going back to the Madhouse on McDowell Street, and they were huge fans of the Phoenix Suns. And a few years back, they said, that's it, we're not going to buy the tickets anymore because they haven't been good. At that time, they hadn't been good in like 3 or 4 years. It's been about a decade now of ineptitude for the Phoenix Suns franchise. But this was a team that used to be one of the tops year after year. They weren't a consistent NBA champion, obviously, but they were a good team that occasionally would make the NBA Finals in the NBA. And now the franchise is off in the abyss. It's in Siberia, which is odd because they're in Phoenix, where it's as far away from Siberia as you can possibly get, but you get the point. And the thing also about a guy like Devin Booker, we have seen the truly great players who elevate the play of everyone around them and lead franchises out of the doldrums. Devin Booker is not that kind of player. He has not been that kind of player. He's an offensive dynamo. This is a guy that is all about the stats. He's great if you play fantasy basketball.
To get the rest of what Big Ben said, podcast it by searching The Ben Maller Show. And as always, you can hear The Ben Maller Show weekdays from 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Vegas! Did you miss this on Straight Outta Vegas with the voice of Vegas, RJ Bell?
Vegas heard about Zion not playing. The Pelicans, 8-point favorites when Zion was going to play. 8 points favorite without Zion. They don't care. What does this say about Zion?
It says that Zion is not in game shape. Here's a guy, Zion, that was averaging around 25 points per game. I had him worth 3 points before the pandemic.
Then 10 minutes later, you had him at 2 points. But
well, now he's worth 0. The market is telling you it doesn't help New Orleans to have Zion out there because when he gets scratched, the market doesn't move even half a point.
It seems like that you can point your finger at him and say, why aren't you in better shape right now? Why are you, in the eyes of Vegas, worthless? You literally are replacement level.
It's Straight Outta Vegas. Vegas! Weekdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. Fox Sports Trending now.
In a monumental legal ruling, Supreme Court Justice Elena Kagan denied a stay by the NCAA against a case brought by plaintiffs led by former West Virginia football player Sean Alston, that basically says that conferences will be able to determine how much compensation a student athlete can receive beyond their scholarship. That the NCAA has no role in that, which means that conferences could be offering cash payments to players through the schools, of course. That's still going to be a monumental decision. Meanwhile, whether or not there'll be football this fall, that is still up in the air. No word out of the Pac-10, Big Ten presidents' meetings or the Pac-12 president and chancellors' meetings about whether or not those conferences will play this fall. I'm Ralph Irvin.
We are Fox Sports.
Isn't it about time for somebody's favorite radio program?
The Tony Bruno Show.
The man chosen to save American radio from its horrible future.
He didn't invent radio. He just perfected it.
Tony Bruno Show with Harry Maid.
Parental discretion is advised.
The godfather of sports radio.
It is a final.
Here is Tony Bruno.
Tony Bruno.
Yes, children, we are all gathered around the radio once again on SiriusXM Radio, Sports Map Radio, and visually for your dining and dancing pleasure on twitch.tv/Tony Bruno Show. And you know what we have today, Harry, in addition to the college football world on pins and needles right now, and Temple losing UMass now. One of the big stories here locally, Harry, and a non-conference football schedule.
Yeah.
Debacle.
What else do we have? We got hockey action.
We have
real hockey action.
Playoff.
Yes.
Oh, no, not that. Where's my playoff
Jesus.
hockey action? I already had it in here. Here we go. This time, it counts.
Wow.
And what's interesting to note here, Harry, this will be the first. Now, I'm not counting MLS because they have playoffs going on too. Mm-hmm. But I'm talking about the four major sports. This will be the first actual playoff action by a major sports league since the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl in February of this year in Miami, Harry.
Right, and anybody saying anything about soccer, look, soccer is not in the top four. Okay, let's be honest. It's close,
yeah,
but it's not in the top
four.
four.
We give them credit because they did the bubble down there, and those teams are playing to get in, and then they're going to finish their season anyway. So their real season hasn't even been finished
right,
yet.
They sort of did like a tournament, just
round robin.
It was very entertaining.
Absolutely.
And now they did a good job with the COVID throughout the thing,
so my point is that they're going to finish their actual season and declare an MLS champion.
Right.
But these playoffs that they're doing now is not for a championship. That's for a spot in the Champions League, I believe.
Yes.
It was up for grabs.
What do they call? They call it the CONCACAF on this side,
yes.
I believe. Yeah.
I
the Champions League is that Europe. That's the real stuff over there.
You get the CONCACAF, you get garlic, butter, and a little parsley in there. Man, that stuff is good.
No olive oil or anything?
You can always mix in a little, but butter on this time. This time, go butter. Hold the olive oil, Robin.
Okay.
Follow me
and
right
anybody
now?
upset about the NBA that we're not mentioning the NBA? The NBA is not in the playoffs yet.
Exactly. We understand. That's why we're giving facts here, not opinions. We give opinions after we get the facts. But the fact is, we have hockey. And the big story, Harry, which is why hockey players are next to rugby players that nobody pays attention to, unfortunately, except in New Zealand. Hockey players are the toughest athletes on earth, Harry. A baseball player, they're the most irresponsible guy. Can we now agree that baseball players are the most irresponsible players on the planet right now?
I don't know about you, but I've kind of always associated the baseball player with kind of being the most rockhead of all of the major athletes.
Well, yeah, at one point it was smoke your cig, take a shot of whiskey, and go up to the plate.
But remember, here's the difference between baseball players and any other sport. When baseball players go into a city, they're there for 3 days.
Right. Yeah.
So they go out and they
they're
mingle.
camping out.
Oh,
man.
yeah. So they don't go in and get out. Like NBA, they get in and get out. And
right.
maybe they stay a night before, but they got a game the next day. Same thing with hockey. They get into a city, get out. Baseball, they're there for 3 days, sometimes 4. So what do? You're in a hotel room, especially if you're a relief pitcher, a pitcher. You start once, you go out, you hang out, you got friends, you go out and hang out, go out to pick up some Instagram models.
Right.
That's what
or you fly them in.
You fly them in. Allegedly, that's what Jack Flaherty of the most irresponsible team in Major League Baseball, your St. Louis Cardinals.
I thought that was baseball heaven.
Well, it is if you got a hotel room in St. Louis and you're rating around because your team has the most COVID patients out there, and then you're Jack Flaherty, according to some website, saying that he had some Instagram model flown in from New Jersey to St. Louis to hook up.
Yes.
Makes sense. She's
Now,
from Jersey.
I looked at this website, Tone, and I got to say, doesn't look like the bastion of journalism.
Of course not. It's another blog.
Let's attach allegedly to this.
Oh, I said allegedly. I always say allegedly. Even after it happens, I say allegedly.
Exactly. But if it is indeed this girl, and it did happen, we owe Jack Flaherty a roaring round of applause.
Hey, if you're going to fly somebody
she's a looker there?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't
if you're going to fly
photos
somebody
yet.
in, make them be good at least.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to take a chance on Tinder if you're a baller. You know? Instagram, at least you could tell that they're real models.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so at least they look good. They have pictures. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I need to show
what do we got here?
Right.
Are you following
Let me
her
show
yet?
you what he's working with.
Listen,
okay?
I don't doubt it's anything short of a 9 on the scale.
Yeah, well, okay.
But I still
During
need
a
evidence.
pandemic, a 3 is a 9, all right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
there's one.
No,
right
that'll
there.
play.
Yeah, that'll play.
That's useful.
That'll
Yeah.
work.
It's useful.
Yeah, that's not a fairway finder.
What's her handle?
That's like driving it on the green like Morikawa
That's exactly
at 16 on Sunday. Okay?
Exactly right.
Look at that. Okay?
Always bringing it to a golf reference.
That's
It always
Bubba
works.
Watson out the woods at
the
Augusta.
Masters.
Yes.
Yeah, on the 10th hole.
Splitting the trees.
Yeah. That's
wow.
That's
Jordan Game 6.
No,
Yeah.
who's the guy that just missed the putt and said, "Are you bleeping kidding me?"
Justin Thomas.
Justin Thomas. They
Yeah.
get all this JTs confused. Justin
Right.
Thomas, JT the Brick, JT. Who else?
There's DJ.
DJ.
Dustin
But no, there's a lot of
Johnson.
JTs
Yeah.
too. But anyway, there it is. The Cardinals.
JT Realmuto of your Philadelphia
Yeah,
Phillies.
Sign him. The St. Louis Cardinals only played 5 games, and 18 consecutive games have been postponed.
Yeah.
And Jack Flaherty, according to this website, flew in a chick from Jersey.
Yeah, I might want to take the rest of the 60-game season and just spend it with her. Like if I'm Jack Flaherty. I mean, really, let's be honest.
You can opt out, Jack.
The St.
We do
Louis
not
Cardinals
mind.
aren't going anywhere. Just take the Stroman route and opt out.
Exactly.
opt
By the way,
out.
Justin Timberlake, an even more famous
Oh, of
JT,
course,
Harry.
yes.
Come on, man. Thank you very much. On the Anyway, so we'll get to that. Baseball is an absolute disaster area. The only bigger disaster area than the St. Louis Cardinals is the Phillies bullpen.
Oh.
So I'm watching this game last night, and we know the story. Now Aaron Nola gets no run support, right?
Mm-hmm.
The guy throws, gives up 1 run, 12 strikeouts, and the Phillies can't score for him. Last night they absolutely unloaded on the Atlanta Braves. They were up 13-1 in this game, Harry.
Right, and
they
I
kept
tweeted.
pitching.
I tweeted a 12-run lead is not enough. Joe G, keep him in or something to that effect. And what do you know? What happened, Tony?
The Phillies bullpen goes in. Now, didn't he go 8?
Yeah.
Aaron Nola went 8 innings.
Yeah, because
so you're figuring, all right,
full? Yeah.
Yeah.
You figure, okay, they want pitchers to start working deeper into games now, right? It's warm out. Mm-hmm. Nola's a swamp kid from Louisiana, so the heat doesn't bother him. So he goes 8 innings. And they take him out and say, okay, we got a bullpen. We got a 12-run lead. What could go wrong?
Exactly.
It's a good thing it was 13-1. Could you imagine if it was only like 8-1?
Or 7-1.
7-1,
Exactly.
they lose.
Yeah.
And then the Braves score what? 7 runs in the
7
ninth
runs
inning?
in the ninth, yes.
I'm a fan of keeping the starter in, man.
Yes.
I'm the old school
too.
mind of thinking when it comes to that. But, dude, you're up 13-1. Doesn't that kind of show Joe Girardi's hand a little bit that he don't trust his bullpen a lick?
Exactly.
That he leaves him in, and he shouldn't.
He shouldn't.
But that's a game where you say, okay, take him out after 7 because you're up by 12 damn runs.
And to his credit, he was still pitching like he had, that's what you have to do, that mindset when a game looks like it's over early.
He had 10 strikeouts in 8 innings, Tony.
No, he was pitching
He
great.
had 12 strikeouts the other night in 6 innings in that game against the Yankees.
Exactly.
They took him out and lost the game.
And if you had the over at 22, Tony, you still didn't cash.
Now I got to
The
tweet.
over-under was 22 in that game?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say.
That's like a Warner Wolf reference that
okay.
he just did.
Well, if you had a 13-run pool, though, right? Do they still have those 13-run pools if
I'm
a team
sure they
scores
do.
13 on a given night? How about The Mets gave up 14 last night to the Nationals. Did you see that?
I did.
Wow, the Mets are bad.
I got a Todd Zalecki tweet here about how bad the Phillies bullpen is.
Is it the one that says that they, right now, through 11 games?
Yeah.
Let's call it the pig pen. 9.87 ERA.
9.87 ERA, 34 earned runs in 31 innings.
That's hard to do.
Wow.
It's impressive.
How about that?
Impressive.
It's impressively poor. I mean, it's the line from Anchorman. I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
Wait a minute. Ice Rink in Ottawa just said, hey, guys, stop talking. Oh, Canada's being played right now.
All right,
up in the bubble.
I got to get on my knee.
I'm going to stand up. Stand up with torts. And your
Torts.
Tampa Bay Lightning and the fellas getting ready. Columbus Blue Jackets, Tampa Bay Lightning getting underway, Harry. And yes, Victor Hedman, as I was saying earlier about hockey players, you would have thought that Victor Hedman, the great defenseman for the Tampa Bay Rays, was going to have a leg removed and would be joining the 76ers' Ben Simmons, not playing for the rest of the year and maybe not yet next season either.
Right, he had surgery, I think, was it yesterday
the
or today?
Surgery.
Yeah.
But Victor Hedman is out there. He was skating in pre-games, and he is standing on the line as they get through the national anthem, the Canadian national anthem, the American national anthem, and we got hockey action coming up, Harry. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Eastern Conference quarterfinals. How about that?
Yeah, and in today's game, Tampa Bay at DraftKings, minus 165, Couch Guy. What do you got?
Yeah, see, I didn't take anything on this one just because, again, I didn't really know what Tampa Bay's health was going to be like. And the Blue Jackets came in hot.
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing really good hockey.
Yeah.
So I had to stay away from this one. Sometimes you just don't get a good feeling. You gotta reserve yourself.
Yeah. That's a hard pass.
That's a
hard pass.
Exactly right. Hard pass.
So they're getting underway now at the Scotiabank Arena. And then Hedman is playing, Harry.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. But meanwhile, we got a lot of basketball today, too. You know who's going to join us today? John McMullen's going to join us. Mm-hmm. Who else do we have, Robin?
We had the fabulous, the official lawyer for the Tony Bruno show,
Yes.
Dan Lust.
And
at
why we're
Sports
bringing
Law
Dan Lust on today is because there's been a lot of conversation during this college football thing, and the big story is the ACC is planning to play. Mm-hmm. The Big Ten and the Pac-12 supposedly are voting today. The Mountain West is already postponed, Harry. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned the Temple Owls will not be looking forward if they play this year. Now, is Temple going to play, Harry?
I don't know. I mean,
Jim Kenny's, there's no way he's going to allow anything to happen in this city during football season.
I have no
idea. He has the
idea.
city closed down until next February.
Yeah.
How's he going to allow college football here? But anyway, so we're waiting today. The Big Ten jumped the gun, at least the media jumped the gun. And they, as I mentioned yesterday on the show, Harry, with the great Tim Brando, I think the Big Ten just got it leaked out and then put their finger in the air. You know, you wet it. You're still, I can do it. You put your finger in the air on the golf course to see which way the wind's blowing. And they saw the wind was blowing pretty strongly in the wrong direction for them.
Yeah.
And so they sat on it. They slept on it. And now, because so many more people are saying, let's play, players are saying it. But the big story, which is what Dan Lust will address today, there seems to be a lot of controversy on opt-outs and players leaving and whether or not what happens to them. Do they if they could sign a waiver that takes the school off the hook, would that be allowed? Dan Lust has been saying that there's no such waiver. So I want to get to the bottom of the legal part of this, because we see in professional sports, Harry, teams are allowing their players to opt out.
Right.
We're seeing it in baseball. We're seeing it in football. We're seeing it in all major sports. They're allowing players to say, hey, I don't want to risk it. I got kids. I got a family. I got a health condition. I'm not playing.
Right. I've got grandparents or parents that live with me that have comorbid, conditions. I don't want to risk it.
Well,
Exactly.
it's interesting because the NFL opt-out deadline was just a few days ago. It was Thursday.
Yep.
Last Thursday.
So,
yeah.
4 or 5 days ago, and Eagles linebacker, former, retired yesterday. Jatavius Brown,
Yeah.
26 years old. So you're like, dude, 5 days ago you get $150K. Why didn't you, quote-unquote, opt out then?
Right.
Well, I have breaking news regarding the Big Ten football season.
Breaking news already?
9 minutes ago from ESPN, the Big Ten has postponed its fall football season.
No! The humanity.
What, they in the Pac-10, 12 are going to have the Rose Bowl in May
They
of
will
2021?
attempt to play in the spring. Sources confirmed to Mark Schlabach.
Schlabach.
Schlabach, excuse me. But yeah, so 9 minutes ago. So it is a final.
It is a final.
We would like to thank the Big Ten for participating.
And
or not participating.
Nebraska and Iowa are now trying to get out of the conference so they can go join the Big 12.
And they can go get whopped by LSU or
Yeah.
Oklahoma State by 50.
How do you play in the spring? What happens next year in the fall? Those guys can't have 2 seasons back to back.
I mean, the guys getting drafted, all that stuff. That's crazy.
By the way, our good friend Ice Rink in Ottawa says that Hedman skated the first shift. He does not look 100%. So he's not 100% ready to go, but he's been out there. And already the Columbus Blue Jackets on the power play early in this game, Harry. So we'll keep an eye on the hockey for you. And we got all kinds of stuff. We got NBA games, and we got the Phoenix Suns, who are 2 wins away from possibly sneaking in to the Western Conference playoffs. We'll explain that. They play the Sixers later on today, so lots of basketball, baseball, and all kinds of stuff, too. It's Tony, Harry, the whole gang. It's a Tuesday, August 11th. On SiriusXM 211. And the Blue Jackets score on the power play.
Heard it work? Go right now to injuredworkers.com. When you're injured
Mark
on the
Teixeira
job,
has
your
scored.
family
A
is
text
injured as
message
well.
from Mark
Turn to a
Teixeira.
firm of legal attorneys
Look at this
that can
great.
help.
Look at this pass,
That
Harry.
care.
And then right there, wrister from the left circle. Watch it right here.
Hello.
Texture.
Oh, that one. Did that get deflected in
went
front
off
by
of
Dubois?
18.
Dubois in front with the redirect. And it went up into the corner. And it is 1-0. 2 minutes and 39 seconds into the contest, Harry.
Good.
How about that?
Hey. This is your first break intermission reminder for those of you who are watching on, and I'm actually going to try today. YouTube is the one that gives us the most difficulty with all of our music. Whenever we play music, they immediately cut us off, so I'm going to shut off YouTube after this break. So if you are listening on YouTube, make sure you make the switch to Twitch where you can join the chat room and you can see the entire 3 hours. But YouTube, until they figure out a way to allow us to play music and utilize our SiriusXM BMI license, we are stuck. So thank you for joining us on YouTube and make the switch to Twitch.
I don't know if 18 touched it, Harry. I guess he did. He got to go.
Got to say goodbye.
Because it looked like it went off